Today's sponsor is ShrimpEnvy.com. Not only as a retail customer can you go to ShrimpEnvy.com and use promo code AquariumGuys at checkout for 10%, but if you're a store owner listening to this, you can get Shrimp Envy's entire line of quality, locally produced foods. But you can get their entire line of also dry goods and botanicals wholesale directly to your store at low order minimums. Certainly inquire. Go to ShrimpEnvy.com. You'll see the top button, Wholesale. It'll give you more information, and again, easy minimums to give it a try and a sample package sent to your door. Certainly contact them at 541-740-4053 or shrimpenvy@comcast.net. Call for your sample. They'd love to have you give them a try. ShrimpEnvy.com. It's only natural. Don't forget we do shout-outs now, so if you want to have your local fish store shouted out, certainly reach out to us at theaquariumguyspodcast.com. You'll find some information about our Discord at the bottom of the website. But this week's local fish shout-out is Dallas North Aquarium in Carrollton, Texas. Certainly check them out at dallasnorthaquarium.com. It actually looks to be a little bit bigger than most stores that we would feature. Shows that this store location is 14,000 square foot facility. Definitely check this crew out. Shout out, guys, and let's kick that podcast.
Aquarium Guys podcast.
Hi again. It's nice seeing you.
Hi, Robs.
You smell delicious.
I am delicious.
Today we got Adam back.
He's finally. Adam is back.
I'm your host, Rob Zolson.
I'm Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
Yeah, you just call me Turd the rest of the.
All right, Turd
podcast.
Ferguson.
Yeah.
And I'm Adam Mashar.
Adam, I have had monumental shit the last 2 episodes. People messaging me saying that you're no longer going to be on the podcast. How dare you? How dare we? All this other BS. And I'm so glad you're back so I can finally block all those people on Facebook.
Yeah, well, I know people, and they were getting upset.
Clearly, they were getting very upset.
So if you tell your mother and your wife to quit calling in, it just really would take a lot of heat off of us right now.
Can you calm their tits, please?
I can do that.
So Adam hasn't been on the last couple because of we had that one issue where he was on vacation. We couldn't get him in, and then he had some equipment issues. But now Adam has got some new equipment, and he's coming in loud and clear. And Robbie finally figured out how to get him recording on here. So things are looking up here at the American. What are we called? Podcasts? American Fools? What?
The American Fools? The Aquarium Guys podcast.
There we go.
You forgot our name.
How long has it been? It's been so long. I can't remember the name of the damn
like
podcast.
A year.
I don't know.
It's like a bicycle. You're just not going to use it because it's exercise.
That's right. Absolutely.
That's the story of your life, Robbie.
So
yeah,
you had questions a moment ago.
Yeah. How come your exercise bike it just holds all your clothing?
Not the question I was aiming at.
Oh, okay.
The question that you had for me was what happened to the eggs in my aquarium?
Yes. Last time I was here.
What are you breeding in the first place?
I'm having a lot of fun doing some easy breeding. There are these, how do we say, Muppet-looking fish that I love to death.
They're beautiful.
They have multiple names. Polar blue cichlids, tiger blue parrots, but
garbage.
The appropriate
They're
name,
beautiful. They're not freaking endlers.
The appropriate name for these fish is balloon convict cichlids.
Oh, garbage.
They are a cross between a convict strain, another strain, and parrot cichlids. They are the dopiest, dorkiest looking fish, and they're so much fun.
And they're still 10 times prettier than an endler.
They're sociable, they're trainable, they're extremely easy to breed.
I can't believe you got them to go out and get the mail the other night.
Right. I mean, they're hardy as hell.
So, wait, they're crossing the parrotfish, you said?
Yeah, a parrot cichlid.
They're gorgeous.
And they're fertile.
Very fertile. So fertile
Like
that
convict level fertile, so
Once
that if
a
you throw them in the
week.
toilet bowl, they'll breed.
once a week I got a bowl of eggs that they make.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Fucking they're convict level fertile. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
but they're more sensitive than that. These guys have emotions. So convicts, you just add water and you'll have sex in a bowl. But these guys, they're a little more sensitive. They'll still make the bowls. They'll still breed for you. But if you anger them in any way or pop up or start like really abruptly like looking into the tank, they'll get scared and then they'll eat all their eggs.
It's kind of like Michael
So they're
Jackson.
special need fertile convicts.
Correct. Yep, and they're adorable.
And they have the sensitivity of Michael Jackson.
Like an old ugly convict is huge and just ugly. They're kind of mean when they get big. These stay nice and small. They're just great.
Yeah, I like them, actually.
Yeah,
You need to send me a picture because I have not heard of these yet.
for sure. They're everywhere. Like they've exploded in the hobby and they still go for a good price.
All right, send me some pictures.
Absolutely.
I'm going to send him some other pictures, too.
By the way, so I have a friend that listens to the podcast, and she had her kids listening to the podcast.
Wait, whose fault is that?
She is a bad parent.
We labeled this podcast not
That's
safe
right.
for work.
She's a bad parent.
This is not a very child-friendly podcast.
No.
Yeah,
I
so
need to
shame
watch
on
my
her.
fucking shits.
I mean, I'd like to replay the first line of the podcast that we just started this episode.
No.
Just refer to that.
No.
And then, and then just go.
We had to restart because Robbie did some inappropriate things.
Normally we start the podcast.
He was more
usually
racist
testing.
than I have seen people
Yeah.
be racist.
Like, he's worse than Kanye West wearing his White Lives Matter shirt.
That was a real thing.
I know. He just got...
I'm asking.
Yeah, no, it just happened. Actually, that was part of the reason he got kicked off of Twitter, because he was wearing that shirt and spouting off some stuff.
Why can't he be our president? It'd be way more entertaining than Trump.
I voted for
He was
him.
more racist than some of the people that I know in northern Minnesota.
But here's the thing about Kanye.
We're not racist. We just don't understand it because
Yeah.
we're all one color up here.
That's right. Pasty.
Seriously, my Dabby moved up here from West Virginia, and he says I have yet, like he was here for like 4 months. I have yet to see one African American. And
Okay,
I'm like,
do you want me to tell you why?
because it's colder than hell, and no one.
Because
wants
they're
to
all
be up
very
here.
smart and they all freaking left.
We're too dumb.
It's too damn cold up
Exactly.
here.
But then I also heard that there was a thing that they basically said that it's like a zombie virus, and you have 3 days to kick them out of town, or else they just mutate. And
That is the
multiply.
worst thing I've ever heard.
Wow. You're going to jail for that.
So back on track. You said that you shared this with a friend. She had her kids listen. That's on you.
Her kids were listening.
Her
yeah.
kids are listening, and,
So-
and she should go to parent jail because I wouldn't let my kids listen. My kids are in their 30s. I don't want them to listen to this shit.
Well, that's for the
So
better.
I told her I would shout out her kids.
Shout them out.
Yeah. So
Oh, you mean like their names or
Wait
something?
a second.
their names. Yeah.
You made it sound like they were staying on her T-shirt for a second.
You don't want her to have her kids listen, yet you want to give those same kids a shout out.
Well, let's
well,
do it.
why not?
Let's do it.
All right, here you go.
So
here's your platform.
It's Denali, Greta, Jillian, and Eleanor, and they live up in Alaska.
Well,
There you go. They're
We're-
starved for any entertainment.
we're happy that you're listening, but turn it off immediately because it's not going to get better.
It's gonna get worse.
I will watch my swear words and racism and knowing people and illegal drug use and
That's
What
on
other
you.
stuff
Me and
do I
Robbie
do?
are full throttle ahead, man. We got so much pent up energy.
Full throttle head. All right. Any other updates before we dive into the topic of choice?
Anybody get any new fish lately? Any cool things?
Oh, Jimmy, you got a trio
I've got
of not endlers.
probably 30 trios in the last 2 weeks of different crown-tail bettas.
I meant
or
from-
not bettas, crown-tail guppies. I'm sorry.
I meant from me because it's all about me. Remember?
Well, that's right. So Rob's on my birthday bought me a beautiful trio of half black yellows, which then turned into me buying some more
I got the itch going.
and some more. And so basically, Robbie gave me my first little shot of crack cocaine, and now I'm hooked. And now I'm buying all these pairs and stuff. We have 5 more pairs coming up here shortly. I just got 26 pair last night, and I'm just having a heck of a good time.
It was pretty great. I got him from Tame Waters. He was doing a charity event Apparently, proceeds of those particular trios were going to some sort of charity. Hell, if I can remember. I'm like, oh, excuse to buy Jimmy a birthday gift. Go.
Yeah.
So, shout out to Phil at Tamed Waters. You my boy.
Phil, he's got a good store. If you're ever in the Twin Cities, stop at it if it's open.
Okay, this is going to make him laugh because we're going to have him on the podcast eventually, but I swear to God, you go to this place, it's kind of the ghetto of St. Paul.
All of St. Paul is a fucking ghetto.
No, but this is the ghetto of the St. Paul.
Adam, there's children listening. Don't say F.
I know, I'm sorry.
That's what we pay the editor for.
Calm the hell down.
Censoring.
Oh, that's right. We have an editor now.
Yes.
Hey, what's his name?
Bruh.
I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm giving him stuff different to edit.
Are you
just
giving him more content?
yeah,
to edit.
and let's see how good he is.
How could you? How could you?
You know, remember when we used to quack? When
He
we
has not
swore?
given him permission to give his identity, Jimmy.
Really?
All right, I have to get permission before I can slander him on the podcast. All we can do for now is thank him for his hard work and effort.
I just want to see how good he is. I mean, if we F-bomb 14,000 times in an hour.
Then he's going to quit, and we have to find another one. And then there's going to be another hiatus that they're going to kill us for.
I got some other job offers to go work.
Back to Tamed Waters. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, slum of St. Paul.
We're still slumming
St.
it.
Paul's a slum.
You get to this place. It's like an old rundown mini strip mall, just like in a corner, and it's filled with.
Yep.
It's like too small for any business, but then there's 18 businesses in it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And
It's like going to Chinatown.
the one side you get in, it says live fish, parrots, and you walk into Tame Waters, and you're just blown away with this a selection of almost exclusively high-end rare products.
A lot of cool stuff.
Then you see
A lot of
one
good
dude.
stingrays.
One dude
Yeah.
running this entire store by himself with just, I don't know, a gaggle of people. This dude's running left and right. You swear to God he's on cocaine trying to, wheel and deal fish, just sling fish back and forth. Working that for 12 hours in a 90-degree element, I had all the admiration for this fine gentleman. And, yeah, confirmed he doesn't do coke, but you got to check it out. It's probably one of the best places to get betas in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, it's a destination store. It's a store that you want to go to, and if you own a pet store, that's what you want. Is you want you want a reason for people to come, and not just you're just not another big box store with feeder guppies.
Right. So Adam, do you have any news?
Not really. I'm good.
Did your wife let you put up any new aquariums?
No.
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 Okay.
No, I got a different job, so
Can
now
we-
I'm gonna.
Can we all sign a petition that Adam's wife must let him have one 20-gallon aquarium?
No, because I don't know. I actually thought about it. I don't know where I'd put it without my kids, quote unquote, accidentally breaking it.
Oh, do what I do.
Rubbermaid totes?
Just buy another house.
Buy another house. Forget those people in particular.
My wife and I were up in Fargo, North Dakota. We stopped at the big box store there that rhymes with Petco. And we walked in and said, hey, they got their bucket-gallon sale again. We said, hey, you got any 10-gallon tanks? And they go, yeah, we got these. And I said, okay, we'll take them all. You got any more in the back? And they went, no. And so they only had like 12 or 14, so we took them all. And she goes, can I ask you what you're using them for? And Jen goes, we're going to put them in our basement and hold a bunch of water. She goes, like drinking water? And Jen goes, yeah, the apocalypse is coming. Oh, okay.
Dense people.
Yeah, just like, what are you using them for? I said, well, you should have told her we're making meth.
We got to come up with a better line. It's like, no, we're going to put
Actually,
water in it.
so back in the day, I had a guy, and he asked how much cat litter I could buy.
What? Where did this come out of? I missed Adam so much.
You are a missing component in this podcast.
What happened?
So at my store, this guy called my store up. There was two different weird phone calls. The first phone call was a guy called and asked how much cat litter he could legally buy at a time. And I went, no.
You went, how much money do you got?
No. There is a chemical in certain cat litters that can be used to make explosives.
Sales a sale, Adam.
No.
Hold on. Here
I'm
it is.
already on every terror watch list there is.
No, I'm helping
hard
you
enough
out.
for me to get through the fucking airport. What do you think would happen if I sold a shit ton of cat litter?
I'm helping you out. I googled this. All right. Other ingredients like antifreeze, iodine, and kitty litter make meth easily accessible.
And, yeah, meth too.
Yeah.
And it's northern Minnesota.
Here
so
you go.
it's meth country.
Now federal protected prescription proposal recommends mixing unused or unneeded drugs with cat litter and coffee grounds and tossing them in the trash. So it could be a part of a cleanup. There's some of them that used to have the chemical that can be used for it.
No,
So
this guy literally he wanted them for illicit purposes because nobody calls and asks. And if he wanted it for like quote unquote cleanup purposes, he would tell me. But when you call and you say, "How much kitty litter can I buy legally from you?" I'm gonna go, that's a red flag.
Maybe it was a Fed calling you.
apparently they no longer have it. But it says here that there was some elements of acetone in some of the crystals.
Yes, and
There
that
you
was
go.
back in the day when I had my store.
Well, that's
So-
no longer in kitty litter apparently.
So the federal
Yeah.
government called Adam asking how much he could get. And Adam goes, "You can't get any kitty litter from me, but I can tell you where you can get some ammonium nitrate oxide freaking fertilizer down the street here."
Nah, that was before he knows a guy. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I've always known a guy.
Well, since now this podcast is flagged, we should probably dive into our subject of choice.
So wait, the other red flag.
Oh no, there's
Oh, there's
more.
another phone call.
There's more.
You remember Debbie, right, Jim?
I remember Debbie.
So
She was
Debbie.
a wholesaler in our area. Yes.
Yeah, she was a wholesaler in our area.
No shout
I
out.
got a weird phone call from somebody pretending to not be able to speak, so they were using the apparently there's this teletype service
Yeah, it's
where
the
you.
touch tone thing
Yeah.
for deaf people.
For deaf people,
Yeah.
Adam. Why do you hate
So
deaf
he
people?
was. I do not hate deaf people. Just listen to the story.
So much hate
he
in
was,
his heart.
He was literally trying to buy as many pet vitamins as I could sell, and none of it made any sense. And then Debbie called the next day and said that she was hit up by the same type of person, and she figured it was for drug smuggling because they literally wanted to buy all of the pet meds that we could legally buy at one time.
Man, the world used to be a terrible place.
It's gotten so
It
much
was a
better, hasn't
terrible
it?
This is-
place.
This is way better. It's all under control. Don't worry.
Yeah, okay.
It's only up from here, baby.
So how much did you sell him, Adam? Just in case that.
Not a goddamn one, because they bothered me right before I was closing.
Hey,
And I said, "Look, I'm closing." And then they said, "Well, we need like 50,000 bottles." And I'm like, "That's no." And
Yeah, you might want to get a deposit on that first before you.
I would have
Yeah,
taken down
that
his
was-
information. You know, you might have got some sort of a reward from the FBI.
I doubt it, because Debbie got the same thing, and then a couple other stores. You remember what the hell was her name? What's the one lady in Bemidji name?
We don't need to identify people on this podcast.
Yeah, if you're going to jail, you're going by yourself, dude.
All right, you can just shut the hell up now.
I'm talking about other store owners.
I know.
Yeah.
We don't want that. We're cool.
No, they all got hit up from the same
I get
thing, and
enough
they all-
mail. I get enough mail.
Have you ever got any mail from the federal government?
I have not. Wait, no, I have too. It's local government, not
Oh,
federal.
It's always tomorrow.
And we're going to go over that because I got some emails to go over.
Oh, you got emails? You
Well,
have
that is the topic of this podcast. We were going to do Bristle Nose Playcos.
and now we're going to do emails?
People have been hounding us.
Yeah.
But you know what I forgot to do for the whole last year?
Breed Bristol's Plegos and figure out how.
Email?
Log into the email even once. I have not checked the email since January, and it is now October.
You are a terrible person. No wonder people hate you.
We were on a hiatus, Jimmy.
You were on a hiatus.
Honestly, I thought the email from the aquarium guys forwarded to my personal,
Yeah.
and nope, it didn't.
You just thought we're not doing a podcast right now that people just quit.
We're gonna have to like power through some questions,
All right.
and I hope we have enough knowledge to answer them at
Doesn't
least
matter.
in a comedic manner.
Not as long as we get them through them, it doesn't matter.
Excellent. So we have not abandoned your questions you sent in the podcast.
Well, I imagine most of these fish are dead, or these people are probably gone. But
Yeah,
let's go through it.
my goldfish is looking good.
Looking
Jimmy,
good.
he died 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Kiss my ass. All right.
Hey, so just hit up Robbie and he'll buy you a new goldfish.
Well, before we start, to keep the podcast
we haven't started yet?
going. Well, no. Before we start in the topic, to keep the podcast going, keep the lights on. If you like what you hear, share it with a friend. Number one. Number two,
Not children.
Not children.
help support us. Especially since we're not catering to children.
Emotionally, financially.
Yeah, go check our website out, aquariumguyspodcast.com. Bottom of the website, there's a merch. I mean, you can get some sweet swag. I actually have our most popular lineup is these and I mean this. It's really a beautifully drawn retarded flower horn, and it says "Got cock." No, hold on.
It's kind of hard to sell it when you've never seen it.
Oh, I have the shirt, but
Okay.
I'm having a brain fart on top of it.
Maybe I should call you Turd Ferguson.
Apparently. Hold on. Here we go.
And these people are just like...
Merch store, and there's the merch. It is... Where's the cock apparel? Did they take down our cock?
They could
It
have...
probably did. You don't even know what we have
No.
for merch.
I just bought some. They didn't take it down.
Go fluke yourself.
Yep, go fluke yourself.
So my wife got some cool merch.
Oh no, they took it down.
My wife got some excellent merchandise, but not
Go
from...
fluke yourself get taken down?
No, that's there.
That's there.
Perfect.
Oh, I love cock. That's what it says with KOK.
Okay.
So we're going to make sure that gets back up. Apparently that got removed from our store. So for those that don't know, cock, KOK, is the ball on the front of a flower horn's head. So, a little wordplay, a little fun, a little spicy meatball.
Oh.
You know what I'm
wordplay.
saying?
Cool. Like I said, my wife got some excellent merchandise, but it wasn't from our website.
Great.
She got it from ZZ Top website. And I highly recommend if you like ZZ Top, you go get the shirts. They got a Whiskey Raw tour. It's only $85 for the hoodie. I thought that was a great deal. I said you should buy 2 of them.
All right, so
Oh, we're back.
down the rabbit hole. First question. Hey, guys, found your podcast. I'm about to start a tank. When it comes to the bacteria in a bottle,
9 months ago, you just started tank.
can it be can it be used for fresh and salt water?
Yes.
That's an easy one.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just as long as it hasn't been frozen.
In fact, so much so that
Yeah.
even if you don't have your own bottle of bacteria you purchased, you can take your freshwater sponge filter, squeeze it into a salt, and yes, it will begin the biological cycle. Next question. These are text messages, and our number has been deleted from Google Voice, so we're gonna have to get that reestablished sometime. So one of the
Everybody's
episodes
giving
you'll
up
hear,
on us.
even Google,
Ever since I started that whole thing where I told everybody you're dead.
or started keto.
There we
Same
go.
thing.
Same thing.
I have something going on with a fish tank where it looks like it had ick. However, I've treated it for eggs several times, and ick is what he probably meant, and can't get it to go away. It was very slow to spread to the other fish first, but the ones that have had it have died, and I've gone through 3 rounds of it. Cure with water changes, aquarium salt, raising the temperature. What should I do from here? By the way, thanks for the show. If you guys are able to please put out more. I've listened to them all at least twice, and this was in March, so I feel particularly shitty.
What we should do is buy this guy's tank because he's given up at this point.
Clearly, it's
And
all over.
Give us a call, and we'll buy your tank from you.
Well, my recommendation on this is when I have mysterious shit that looks like other shit, I immediately just get a UV filter in there. If you have ick, you've treated it for ick, methylene blue, salt, raising the temperature, and it's just there for months. It's probably not ick, but it might still be a bug that's similar. Use a UV sterilizer.
Yeah.
It'll just blow out anything in your water anyway.
Do a bunch of water changes. Do water change.
Oh, that is in here with water changes. So
Did he jack up the temperature?
82 degrees. I'm saying
Ooh.
crank that bitch to 90.
90.
Yeah, 90, and then put a UV filter on it.
And then put some extra air stones in there because at 90, there's not going to
Yep.
be any air.
Right.
Yep.
Next one. This one was sent with pictures.
I like pictures.
Hello, love the podcast. Would
Why
you-
is there a picture of a person flipping us off?
That's a different one.
Okay.
Love the podcast. Would you be able to sex my dwarf gourami? Also, any tips for removing tannin in a tank, whether it's beneficial to leave it in? Thanks. So
Leave the tannins in the tank.
leave the tannins in the tank.
Doesn't hurt nothing.
Poop water
No.
makes fish go blub.
What?
That should be a T-shirt. Poop water makes fish go blub.
Go blub?
Yeah, blub.
Blub. Like dead?
Blub blub.
Oh.
Poop water makes fish go blub. I'm gonna see if I can copy the image.
Dwarf gouramis usually are pretty easy to sex because the females are normally very, very plain, and the males are brightly colored, either red, blue, striated colors. And then they also have a top dorsal fin that's a different. So it's quite easy to sex a good-sized gourami, and they're also a lot of fun to breed.
Where's the picture, Robbie?
I am uploading the picture that not only us, but the hive mind of the Discord community can also vote on the sex of this picture.
I
Where
vote.
is it at?
He's working on it.
I am getting there. All right.
Oh.
I vote
Okay.
yes for sex on this podcast. Is that what we're doing? We're voting.
You're voting. Yeah. People are saying male, female, and Jimmy's just going yes.
Yes.
That's what he does on all his federal forms. Like
Federal forms.
they're like asking sex, please.
I'll
is
try.
Sometimes in a
I'll try
secondary
anything
answer.
once or twice. I'll try it. I would be very popular in prison. You know that?
Would you?
Oh God, people would love me.
I could just hear someone like, "Hold my pocket."
Hey boy, want to get that soap for me? Sure.
All right, there is the photo. It is in podcast live chat. For those that don't know, go to the Aquarium Guys podcast website. Bottom of the page, you'll find a link to Discord.
That is a male powder blue.
There we go. Male it is.
Male powder blue.
And the reason why I know that is because females are always
Drab.
silver
Drab.
and they're drab, yeah.
Drab.
I have seen some really pretty females where they'll have a nice sheen to them, but there's no way that's not a male.
And, you know, I'm just glad we got this guy's question answered in such a timely prompt
manner. Yeah.
It was from May, and it's October now.
It's October. So yeah, this fish is probably dead or bred, and he's probably got 10,000 babies.
It's now Grandpa.
Actually, most dwarf gouramis don't. You can buy them from the wholesalers, either males or females, and I almost never found females even when I bought mixed.
Not ever.
Do you see them?
Yeah, I do see them all the time. So I did talk to our friends at Secrets Farms here not that long ago, and I had somebody that wanted.
Did they survive the hurricane, by the way?
What's that?
Did they survive the hurricane?
Yes,
by
the
way?
hurricane headed towards Tampa, and just as it got there, it veered off and went north.
The original trajectory was going to cream them.
Yes, they were going to be in the bullseye. And when I talked to Secrets Farms the Monday of the hurricane, what was the name of the hurricane again?
Chuckles?
No, I don't think it was Chuckles. I don't think anything funny about it. Is it Ian? What was it?
Ian, yeah, maybe.
I always feel bad when they
use.
use real names because some dick is at an office named Ian and then she's just getting all the crap for the next 2 weeks.
They should name it after everybody's ex-wife because they storm the house and take all your shit.
Can't we have like Hurricane Karen?
That's right.
That's what we need. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hurricane is Hurricane Karen.
that's right.
That's what we need.
But anyway,
Katrina, that's what we should have called.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't use it. We can't call strippers Katrina anymore.
No,
We could have called it Karen. There was a missed opportunity.
that's correct.
I
So
don't
it
know
was.
any strippers named Katrina.
What about Cinnamon with a Y?
That's my stripper
I know
name.
a few of those.
That's mine.
So anyway, back to work here. Secrets Farms was in the bullseye. They were peeing themselves. They thought they were going to get nailed. If you've ever been to Secrets Farms, they are only probably 3 to 5 miles away from the coast, but you could see the ocean down the road. If you're in front of their place, you can look down and you can see the edge of the ocean. They expected, I think, anywhere between 8 to 12 feet of surge coming down that road, and I think they told me that they're, it's a high-end greenhouse type facility, and it's only rated for so many miles per hour wind, and they said if they had a direct hit that they would be gone. And some prayers were answered, and as it came in towards them, it veered off, went north, and flattened out Fort Myers area. I've got some friends in the Fort Myers area. Got a hold of them, said, "How's your house?" And they said, "When we find it, we'll let you know." And their house is gone. One of my friends, his son's house gone, but replaced by a $3.5 million yacht. And anyway,
upgrade.
yeah, the yacht knocked the house off the. They figured the yacht knocked the house off the foundation because it was one of the few houses in that neighborhood that were gone. He's 5.5 miles from the ocean.
5.5 miles. So is it like Findsies Keepsies?
I don't know. They were trying to figure out a way how to kind of stand it upright so they could have a place to stay at least.
They should be able to find a way just because of the luck.
Yeah.
So, because the guy's going to get an insurance claim. He's going to get a check for his whole yacht.
Yeah.
That's how that works, right? You don't have some Jeff Bezos looking fucker that doesn't have insurance. So they should just leave it there.
I know about insurance now.
Yeah.
They should just leave it there and build around
around it.
into
There we go.
Build into it.
That's exactly right. Yeah, Adam now works for an insurance company. So if anybody needs insurance out there, do you have insurance for like if I knock somebody up? I mean, like let's say I was Herschel Walker and I needed some insurance money, Adam. Could you do that for me?
I can point you in the guy with a hanger.
Wait,
No. We're not talking about that.
are you the duck, the gecko, or the mayhem guy?
None of the above.
Oh, lame.
wow, damn.
Lame.
I was hoping.
I'm the
Brown trouser guy.
Aaron. Yeah, the brown trouser guy.
I have no idea who that is.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that's who he works for.
so All right, more questions later. Adam, I have sent you the next question. The gentleman's name is Alexander. He has 3 questions. Go ahead.
Where did you send it to me?
I direct message you in Discord.
Oh, well, just a sec here. Let me get it. Ahoy. My landlord was strictly no pets until last year and let my girlfriend and I get 2 fish tanks as long as we put up a deposit for potential water damage. 20-gallon high with an Episto pair, black neons, pygmy cories, and a couple snails. 10 gallons with a single male beta. How do we persuade the landlord to let us get more tanks and turn our small 1-bedroom apartment into an aquarium?
Tea time. We're going to stop there. That's question 1. So I had this asked actually on the Facebook page, and people thought I was kidding. But I would try, and it depends on the state you're in, to do a because there's laws protecting pets that are emotional dependent pets.
Yes, but people abuse that.
Yeah, abuse it. That's what I'm saying.
Abuse it.
Use it.
There you go.
Use it and abuse it. This is my emotional support 55-gallon.
Well, here's the thing. First of all, we don't know where they are in an apartment. Second of all, if they're on like the 3rd floor, a 55-gallon fully loaded is going to be what?
50. Let's say 50 gallons times 8 pounds a gallon. So you're talking 400 pounds.
Yep.
Of just
plus
water.
Rocks.
Which is still, now let me put this in perspective for you, because I'm an old dude, and this is back in the day of the water bed, when a water bed held 300 gallons of water. Okay?
Yeah.
I had a water bed when I was in college. And
Wait, did you get lucky on that bed? Because that matters.
What's that?
Because if you got lucky in the bed, that matters. Then there's a slight bit more force.
Yeah.
Okay. So then it was like 900 pounds.
Right. So, but exactly.
That's your bed regularly.
That's
Rob.
just you, Rob.
That's just me. That's just me laying.
That's just you laying there.
Yeah.
So anyway, in perspective, just to give you an idea, so a 300-gallon water bed, 2,500 pounds, but it's over a large area. If you take your refrigerator, which weighs about 200 pounds when it's full of food and whatnot, you've got 200 pounds on 4 little pegs that are the size of a quarter. And that is more pressure on the floor than any aquarium ever will be.
Ta-da.
So it's not the amount of weight that a building can hold, but it's just probably what he's wondering about water damage. And I don't know how you're gonna get around water damage, but you can
Emotional support fish.
right. You can go out and get a rider to cover that on your insurance. So tell them you're gonna go out and get extra insurance get renter's insurance, which is very cheap.
Renter's insurance is cheap.
It's very cheap, and then you can get a rider on it if your aquariums would bust and take down the wall.
Also, I did hear about a guy cheating on this apartment deal. So it said you're not allowed to have any aquariums inside your apartment. Wink, wink. So he's on the 5th floor. So he put an outdoor aquarium on his balcony.
Yeah,
It's not
And take out every balcony down.
No, and they kept wanting him to re-sign his lease because they wanted to change, inside the
wording.
apartment to everything, and he just wouldn't.
Yeah.
So he got away for 5 years of shit on his balcony.
yeah. You probably get away with that in a warm weather climate, but Minnesota's going to suck.
Yeah, no, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
What's the rest of the
The
question?
other thing is I've heard of somebody having a 75-gallon on their balcony, and just as they topped it off, it fell and took the other 3 balconies out below it.
What
Yeah.
a way to kill grandma's dog in the balcony below. You know what I'm saying?
Balconies and apartments are not that sturdy. There's a lot of every year. There's people that have 8-9 people out on their balcony, and the balcony collapses. So those balconies, I'd rather have them indoors than out because I think you're much better off.
So we got a lot of questions to go through. Let's hit the next one.
Okay. Number 2, Duluth has super hard, 200 to 300 ppm, super alkaline, 8.5 to 9 pH. How would I help lower the pH and water hardness? First of all,
Whoa. We
Duluth-
currently use small amounts of acid
yeah.
buffer and almond leaves for pH and API water softener pillow for hardness and major water changes. So that would need to be added. So now go ahead, Adam.
Okay, sorry. So, to be honest, most of northern Minnesota water, because they're in Duluth, is basically liquid rock.
Yes.
You could here's what I would recommend. Either A, get some hard water loving fish, your live bears, that type of stuff. Your Episto pair, black neons, pygmy cories, I would have distilled water and then mix that distilled or RO water with tap water after it's been Duluth chlorinates the shit out of their water. So you need to be careful because some days there'll be way more chlorine in it. So just always have a 5-gallon bucket sitting there.
Yeah, so always treat it like it's Fort Knox
Poison.
as far as the chlorine. Just leave it in the bucket on the side. But if you're in a pinch and need an emergency, take a cup, put some water on the bottom, swish it around, and then sniff inside the glass. It'll smell like a pool. And if it doesn't smell as bad like a pool, you can use it in a pinch.
Or put your least favorite fish in there and see if it dies.
Literally at Derek's pet shop, D's Fish Co. in Detroit Lakes there, that we literally take a bucket, and some days you can put your head in the bucket and it smells exactly like a chlorinated pool. Other days you barely get any smell. It just depends on when they last treated.
Yeah, I used to live in Detroit Lakes. Now we're 20 miles over this way. And all my old tanks had hard water scale deposits on them from Detroit Lakes. And now I'm over here 20 miles away, and all my old tanks, none of them have the hard water deposit like they used to in Detroit Lakes. So, but I think that the cheapest way is to buy a cheap RO unit to make your own RO water. Because, I mean, if you got a 75 gallon, is it a 75-gallon tank or no?
Oh,
20
his is 20s and
20.
10.
So, I mean, you can go out and buy distilled water and use that, or spring water.
RO even.
RO water and stuff, but I mean, you're carrying it up and down steps if you're in an apartment and whatnot.
Or get it delivered. Get the white privilege method. Just call a dude, have him show up every Wednesday.
Yeah, drop it off. But I mean, if you have a huge tank like a 75, and you're lugging up 30 gallons of water, so you can mix it 50-50, I would just buy a cheap RO unit, make your own RO, and quit doing the chemicals, because what I find out from the frickin' chemicals, the acid buffers,
That's worse for your tanks.
yeah, the pH up, pH down. What happens is it will reduce the pH, and then it just rebounds a week later.
Well, it what's the word I was wanting to use?
Hateful.
Nope. It I want to say, for lack of a better word, evaporates from the tank.
Right.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
just goes away.
Yeah, it just kind of dissipates and doesn't work anymore. And so you actually will stress out your fish more just from the pH going yin yang and doing a yo-yo thing. I would just, so much easier just to replace it with RO water 50-50 and see where your parameters are at that point.
So like Adam and Jimmy said, RO's best with the remineralizer, or mix it with your tap. If you want to just stick with your tap and you want to find ways just of making it a little better, tannins. Fill that stuff with wood. Fill it with all kinds of naturals. And it'll help quite a bit, but it'll never... I mean, if you have 9 pH, good luck. I mean, your
Right.
batteries are charged, but not your fish.
And to be honest, most pet stores and most fish that you'll buy up in that area, in that neck of the woods, is acclimated. I mean, I want to say mine at my store, my pH was like between 7.5 and 8, and I never really had any problems. I just made sure to get RO water for the super sensitive stuff.
Yeah, I mean, ask your pet store. I mean, ask them,
Yeah.
like, hey, what are those fish in right there? Well,
There's
that
actually
they're
a really
in
good
8.
there's a really good pet store in Duluth, World of Fish.
Yeah.
It's in Hermantown.
Wait, like the World of Fish that closed down in...
There's another one in Duluth. It's in Hermantown, actually. It's a really nice hole-in-the-wall store.
Yep.
It's a house, and it's really good. It was the last time I was
A lot
there.
of cool stuff there the last time I was there.
Yep.
I'm going to have to make a trip. So, question 3, I'm going to have Jimmy read. I have it highlighted there, Jimmy.
Have you ever accidentally gotten high and put lemonade in your tank to top it off, thinking it was water? Because I would never have done that. Never, ever. Even if it was only a small amount in a small glass.
Ooh. You guys got something? Because I do.
Okay, it should be okay, but I would just be worried about the sugars.
It's just lemonade.
If you had a big tank, I don't even fret. Like, it's just gonna do what it's
Even
gonna
your
do.
10-gallon with the single male beta is going to be fine.
Right, but in the smaller tanks, it makes more of a difference. Treat yourself to a good water change after your mistake, and you should be fine.
When you're sober.
Now, what I've done...
I mean, it's only lemonade. It's not like you dropped your cocaine in there.
Right, I have a large basement. We party in the basement. We do podcasts in the basement. And I have a bunch of containers, like cups where people are drinking stuff. And it's almost exclusively water because I'm always working in the basement. And then I go drink the, pops and sodas in the upstairs. So I have a bunch of cups, and I'll do a cleanup day to bring all the stuff to the sink. Well, I'll have all these half-drink containers of water. So I'll just pour them in my... recirculating fish tank unit. I have 9 10-gallon fish tanks that all share the same water. So I'll just pour them in to top off the sump. You know what I'm saying? Just a cup here, cup there. And I'm not thinking. I'm tired in the morning. And I end up pouring like, I don't know, a half of a 2-liter bottle of Coke in my sump. I'm like, oh, shit.
Did you really do that?
Yeah. It was your Coke.
Yeah, it was probably mine. When I was in college, I had a 110-gallon fish pond in a deck in the corner of my apartment, surrounded by plants. Really bitchin', really cool. And I cannot tell you, we had big, I'd say 6 to 8 inch koi and goldfish in there, and some big fantails. Every party, there would be 30 empty beer cans floating in that thing.
Yeah.
Every single party we had, because people just chuck their empties in the thing. And I never lost a fish. Because fish like beer. It's a proven scientific thing.
Didn't lose a single fish in that entire recirculating system.
Yeah, so, I mean, if it's diluted to a small amount, I mean, I know I really worry about...
in fact, Adam's Endlers were in there, and they kind of, I don't know, made more
better.
all of a sudden.
Got better, yeah. But, I mean, I've had, like, have you ever, like, used cleaning supplies? Like, you're using Windex on a paper towel, and you clean your tank, and then all of a sudden you put your hand in the tank, and you kind of go, oh, God, I'm going to kill him with this Windex in my hand and stuff. If you're ever in doubt, just do a quick water change and you'll be just fine.
Yeah, do a water change, or if you're really paranoid, throw in a carbon bag.
Or if you're really paranoid and it's just Endlers, who cares?
Right.
You know, we haven't even got him riled up about Endlers yet tonight.
So, we haven't. This was January 28th, and he says, thanks all for the hype for new episodes. Oh, God, I feel bad.
You should.
You need to apologize to him.
Yeah, who is it?
We're apologizing to him formally by answering his question. All right, I got the next one. Good morning, Rob, Adam, and Jimmy. I just recently discovered your
what's my name?
Jimothy?
Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson. Good morning, Turd Ferguson. I recently discovered your podcast. I've been binge listening to it at work for the last few hours. It's a nice start to the day with your guys' humor and an informative podcast. I had a question for Jim and Rob. You guys said that you're into the wholesaling, and I was wondering a few things. For one, how did you start how does one start this venture? You don't. It's like an inoperable cancer, and it consumes you. That's what happens.
It sucks.
You immediately, any hobby that you have, you're just sitting there like, I like cars. I wonder how I can make money off cars is the very next subject. You play video games, and you're like, I wonder how I could do tournaments, followed by how can I make money by playing video games. So if you have a hobby and you're good at it, you're going to want to figure out how to at least try to break even with it. That's how you get into wholesaling.
I have seen so many people make money on Pornhub doing that.
Now, if you want a tutorial on how to get into it, I mean, I feel like that's a podcast that we have pre-set up. But so what does it entail? What are the in and outs of being a wholesaler? It depends if you are talking about a wholesaler. Are you talking to Seegers Farms? Are you talking about being a middleman? Or are you talking about doing a side fish hustle? There's a lot of different things. And honestly, listen to more of the podcasts. We've had everybody in the name of the game from a fish farmer all the way to yourself on the podcast. And so even if you want perspective, finish the episodes.
Even a zoo owner.
Yeah, even a zoo owner.
Right.
Yes. Even the DNR that have
That's
their own
right.
collections. We've had every type.
The DNR love us.
What are the daily ins and outs? I know the day consists of battling with Schmelta, LOL.
Hey.
Good, he's been listening.
Hey, let's talk about Schmelta last night. I'm not kidding you. I go to the airport last night. I get there at 6 p.m., okay? I go there.
Oh, you got there early.
Got there early for once. Got there 6 p.m. My fish are there. I know they're there. I go up to the counter.
You can smell them.
I go up to the counter. Nobody there. Two other people standing there going, how do you get a hold of their... I said, well, I got a phone number. Let me call it. So the two people that were there had gotten luggage late after they had arrived, so they were there to pick up their luggage. And Schmelta Airlines had called them from a phone number, and when they called them back, it says, this phone number's been disconnected. Okay. I went, well, I've got this... In my phone...
How rude.
In my phone, it says, Secret Fargo Airport Schmelta Airline number. That's what it says in my... It's a secret. Because they gave it to me years ago and said, don't ever give it to anybody. If you wanted to get hold of Schmelta Airlines in this particular airport and you went on and Googled it, there is no phone number. There's no number. There's nothing on the website. This is called Minneapolis. So anyway, I called there, and I could hear it ringing behind the counter, and it rang, and it rang, and it rang. I did this for 49 minutes last night. 49 minutes. Finally, somebody comes out. They don't look happy. And they go, "Yeah, can I help you?" I said, and these gals were in front of me. And they go, "Yeah, we've been waiting for 45 minutes." She goes, "I'm sorry. We were in a meeting."
I'm sorry.
"I'm sorry, we're in a meeting."
Oh, sorry.
So they had a meeting for 45 minutes. They just closed the counter. So welcome to Hooterville, you know. And I'm just sitting there, I just want to ring this gal. But, you know, you get farther with being nice. And anyway...
When did you ever learn this? I have been to the airport with you when I was your bodyguard.
I hate these people.
When you literally you blew up at the security of a federal airport.
Yeah.
An international federal airport.
Yeah, I hate these people. And so anyway, I said, I was kind of a dick, I guess. I said, so anyway, she's leaning really forward at me, and she says to me, she goes, "I'm sorry you had to wait."
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And she goes, "We were in a meeting." I go, "Yeah, I heard that," and stuff. She goes, "We got pizza." I said,
She's inviting you for pizza?
I said, "No, they got pizza at the meeting," and she was excited about it.
She was just telling you
He was just bragging up, and I had pizza, and I'm going, "That's nice." I said, "The company sprung for pizza?" "Well, no, we had to pay for it ourselves." I'm just looking at her. And so I said to her, I go, "You know what?" I said, "I waited 45 minutes. I hope you have a slice of pizza ready for me when I go in the back." She goes, "I'll bring you some." And so anyway,
Wow.
I went to the behind where we have. So I'm at the terminal at the desk. I have to go back outside, walk around the airport, which isn't that far.
They're going to poison you.
And she comes out there and she's got a slice of pepperoni pizza on a napkin for me. And she goes, "I saved you one piece." I said, "Thanks a lot." And you know what? I frickin' ate it. I ate it. I was so mad I ate it. And the whole way home, I'm thinking, I bet you they poisoned it.
They closed down the airport so they could have their pizza.
For 45 minutes. Yeah, that's what the meeting was. They had pizza.
Hey, we have a meeting. It's about all of these, war. Help me out. Immigrants
Yeah.
that we're trying to import from Russia. No, it's pizza in the back room.
And a year ago during COVID, I went there. Same thing. Nobody answers the phone. I get mad. I drive the 1 mile down to get a hamburger. There they are. The two people supposed to be working the counter are at McDonald's getting burgers in between flights.
Are you kidding?
No. Because I said, "Oh," and I know them. I said, "Is there nobody left?" "Now we decided we need a burger. We don't have another flight coming in for 45 minutes. And anyway, I go, "Well, when we get back," I says, "Can you get my fish right away?" I said, "There's about 30 people standing outside the gate there." "Yeah, we'll get you right away." So yeah, I got there and he went in and grabbed it, gave him my fish, and then I had to go inside, use the restroom. There was about 45 people standing at the counter just madder than hell.
Waiting for someone to show up.
Yeah, because they went out for burgers.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was the best tangent of all time, right, Adam?
It's up there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sorry, I just had to
Anyways,
advance. It's been so long.
let's finish this guy's email. I've been in the hobby for both fresh and saltwater for about 20 years, and mostly been an entrepreneur for the last 10 years. Over the last few years, I've been researching, wondering how you can make a business around this thing. I've read a lot of people fail Exet. I've used ups and downs having business. Really looking forward to hearing from you. Thanks, John, aka Future Aquarium Guys podcast host.
Co-host.
John, I won't use your last name, but if you're hearing this, find me on Facebook, message me again, and we can have a private session on some of the things that we can help you in your particular pursuit. Because we talk about a lot of different hobby opportunities on this, but I feel like you got something in mind. You're a baller.
Okay, where does John live, if you were to guess?
Well, it's if I could tell you his last name, it's the Midwest.
Yes.
Okay, so if you can live in, here's the best idea ever, John, in the Midwest.
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Find a state that lets you legally sell weed, and then do hydroponic weed and fish. You're guaranteed to make money either way.
Derek is actually starting hydroponics in a store. The local high school club has a hydroponics thing, and they asked if they could build it in the pet store. So they're building a hydroponics unit, and I told them that he should be growing pot in it just because the community supports it so much.
Yeah,
It would work.
and just so you know, his shop is right next door to the police station.
Across the street.
Right next door. Yeah, they'll never catch on.
All right, so John, contact us. Maybe we'll have you on the podcast.
I hope he's still alive. This is back from February 2nd of 2022.
Send in your podcast host application to the same email because we'll actually start checking it for once.
Yeah, and here's the thing: pay sucks. Just telling you.
Pay sucks. Yeah, help us if you want our pay to be better or anything.
Holy crap! We're on February 12th already.
Yep, we're getting there. February 12th. Mr. Jarvis.
If these are in monthly order, why the hell are you jumping around from May to January to
The first ones were
February?
text messages. So now we're in emails.
Oh.
Now we're in
okay.
emails. Calm
Right.
down, Adam.
Hi, guys. I've been getting some yellow Neos from a breeder. That's Neo Cardinia shrimp, by the way. I have a new tank set up just for them, and all cycled pre-filter from my season tank. They keep temps at 80. Thank you for your conversion from Celsius here, bro. 82 degrees for breeding purposes. That's way too high.
Yeah.
Shrimp in general, unless they're what's those fancy ones? Starts with an S.
Sexy shrimp.
Oh, they're so cool looking too.
Starts with an S.
Yes, help me out.
Sexy.
There's only besides in freshwater shrimp. There's only one type you keep warm. The rest you do room temperature. 82 degrees is way too high. So right there, I'm gonna stop you there. But you want to keep them at 72. I've researched the best temp to keep them at for their long health and longevity. Yes, 72 still is too high. Do room temp. Room temp. If your house is 70 degrees, 69 degrees, you're going to be looking at 6 degrees colder. That's great for shrimp. I'm telling you, room temperature all day. My question is, should I keep them at the 82 or acclimatize them to drip feed them in at 28 and then slowly bring the temp down over a week back down to 72? Just rip out that damn heater immediately
And walk away.
Walk away. Just stop it. Put them over an AC vent, for Christ's sake. Something. That is way too high. I was joking about the AC vent, but not really.
Yeah, I think if you just walk away from it, it will slowly, over the course of 36 hours, drop down to room temperature.
I have temp measured some of my tanks, and I've in a storage room, which I moved them into, 59 degrees.
Yeah, I just took my guppies off the deck, and the temperature was 58 degrees when I took them off the deck here just the other day, and they're fine.
Hashtag patio pond, baby. New to the podcast, love what I heard so far. So, Mr. Jarvis, for the love of God, quit frying your shrimp.
Yeah, and why are you in? He's in Canada or somewhere.
Clearly, we have a lot of British and UK.
Really?
We're huge in the UK. I did not know this either.
What?
I looked up our analytics, and we're hard #1 in the UK.
In the UK, these people not have any entertainment
Apparently,
whatsoever?
they like inappropriate stuff and they want us to use the word. So
We can't use that word.
We can't. It got censored. Did you hear the bleep? I heard the bleep.
Beep.
Oliver, Jimmy, you want to do this one? And I'll make it.
This is from Oliver from, we don't know. He goes, I heard that Rick Pruce got mentioned on your most recent Emergency Live podcast. Rick is very much a wealth of information and knowledge and very much hugely impactful in getting people interested genuinely in aquariums and all things within Michigan, the Midwest in general. Pruce Pets also single-handedly brought life and business that turned Lansing's Old Town into the place it is today. He's one of the most respected folks in the area, especially as it pertains to environmental leadership, and I've met very few individuals that are as genuine, smart, and passionate as Rick. I don't know that you guys are looking for any new people to have on, but truly an episode with him would be mind-boggling awesome and probably melt some brains.
I'm all about brain melting.
I don't by any means represent him, but if you're interested in wanting to have him on, here's some contact information.
I'm not going to lie. It's been so long. I don't remember the shout out. I know a little bit about the gentleman, mainly that he has a fantastic beard. He literally looks like Gandalf if he lost all the weight.
Yeah, that's a good way to get somebody on the podcast, just to compare him to Gandalf.
What, that he looks better than a famous movie?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Honestly.
Do you remember that, Adam? Remember when we talked about Rick Pruce?
Well, since this is clearly a shout out and you want him on the podcast, Rick, by all means, open offer. You're hearing this, if one of our listeners brings this to you, we want you on. Our listeners want you on. So shout out Pruce Pets. That's PREUSSPETS.com. Check him out. Come on the podcast. We want to see more of that beard.
And he is one of our neighbors over in Michigan.
I mean, I don't know if you know geography, but there's a lot of lake between us and him.
It's one of our neighbors, Robbie. Michigan. It's not Florida.
All right, we'll open a can of puppers with him. Next one. I'll get this one, Adam. I'll be nice to you. This is from John. Good morning. I was looking through your website, and I think both your website and business have a lot of potential. I want to send you an audit report of your website. This is generally 90% of the emails we used to get is just people spamming us. So this is my little mantra here of, if you want us to update our website, we don't care, and quit messaging us.
We're not paying for it. We don't care.
We're not paying you for marketing. This podcast barely covers its own costs, and we certainly have no money for you.
Yeah, we have to buy our own pizza.
Right.
Like Delta.
So good tag with the discus pricing. That was really nice.
Got you there.
It got us. All right, I do have one now for Adam. I'm going to message you, Adam, in your Discord, and there you go. This gentleman's name is Chris. Shout out.
Hey guys, love the podcast. I have a 55-gallon African cichlid tank that I put way too much substrate in. This substrate is going into my 180-gallon tank after I move into my new house whenever I can find one. Good luck with that. Currently, I'm always getting this green algae buildup on the glass where the substrate is. My question is this harmful at all? Thanks,
So
Chris.
we have a movie. I'm going to send it to you, Adam. And there, I'll put it in the Discord chat as well so people can find out. Nice peacock cichlids, by the way.
Yeah.
Loving what I'm seeing. So he's talking about
Looks
green
like he's got
algae
some
buildup on the
Habmoris, some
glass.
Pictus cats, sunshines. You know what he needs? He needs to just stir up. He's got dead zones in the tank.
He does. He's got dead zones in his sand.
What that is.
Yeah. So you have peacock cichlids in your tank. You have dead zones in the tank, and it's building up, gunk and whatnot. Get yourself a power head. It's like a fan for the inside of your water and builds current. Peacock cichlids do love good current going across the tank, and it keeps the dead zones in your tank stirred up so your filtration can do a better job.
Yeah,
you know what else would work?
What? Coolie
Coolie
loaches.
loaches.
I knew you were going to say that.
Big time.
The problem is with some of that sand, it's so fine it gets compacted, it doesn't get any air, and it just breeds gook.
Yep.
Oh, and someone in the podcast helped me. Silawasi shrimp.
Silawisi? Yeah.
Silawisi.
Yeah, you dumbass. I told you that.
Silawisi shrimp
Such sexy shrimp.
are the ones that you keep under heat.
Yes.
That's exclusively the only
Thank you
shrimp.
to our Discord listeners who are so smart.
Shout out to Pagan Swordsman. You're one of the longest time listeners.
Actually, I've
make
always
us
wanted
moist.
to get some Silawisi shrimp, but I never find them available.
They're very hard to get because they don't ship well. Because, go figure, they have to have a stable temperature.
Is that literally the only reason why?
Yeah, they're without temperature, they are not hardy.
Oh, I so want these now.
Yep.
Just because I can't have them.
And they're adorable. So yeah, but down to answer directly, I see that I don't see green patches. It looks like you already cleaned them up, but I see
diatoms.
Yeah, I see diatom algae because of the dead zones, and scrape it. It's not going to kill them. It's not going to hurt them. You just mix around the water. Get yourself a nice power head.
Well, actually, you could do it with a sharp stick.
You can use this algae scraper.
Or the razor blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, just not on your wrist.
Well, the razor blade actually I wouldn't do an algae scraper because you'll get that sand in between the algae scraper and the glass, and it'll scratch the glass up.
That's why I hate sand.
I don't have that problem. I guess
That's
I'm
because
just
you're
more
a sand
skilled,
lover. You're
more
weird.
skilled than you guys.
You're a weirdo.
I highly doubt that, Robbie, who's got 4 children.
Wow.
That's
Adam's-
true.
Adam's
You are better with instruments. You have-
He has thrown a pot scrubby more than you have.
All right, this is Rand. Thanks, guys, is the title.
Rand.
Just want to thank you guys for the podcast. I enjoy listening to the knowledge and guests and you guys. I stopped listening to the news on my way to work and now enjoy the humor and topics you bring. My wife bought me Aquashella tickets for Valentine's in Orlando 2022. It was very enjoyable. I spotted Joe from Joe's Shrimp Shack, but I thought he was the Primetime Aquatics guy, brother. LOL, thanks again. Keep them coming. Wish I could have gone to that. Wish I could have gone to Aquashella in Chicago a week ago. That'd have been hot.
Yeah,
Maybe next year.
Joe was there.
Everybody and your mom was there but us.
That's because we suck.
We suck. We don't make enough money to make tickets for that.
We can't even get gas money to go.
No.
To
So,
Aquashella.
hey, if you want to send us a donation and put it to go to Aquashella as the annotated note, we'll save it. Don't worry.
Wait, no, rephrase that. To get me to Aquashella and home. I just
No,
don't want.
we don't need that.
I don't want to be hanging out in Chicago for freaking
Pro the pizza.
rest of my life.
You'll be fine.
That's true.
Yeah, the Windy City. You're a gas man. You got this. All right, so this is from the DNR. So I don't know. I'm going to quickly glance over this. Oh no, Jimmy. We're being reported. No, I'm just kidding. So we have a relationship with the Minnesota DNR, and they give us information of different attachments of things that's going on. And she's letting us know, Chelsea is her name at the DNR, letting us know about the responsible buyers meeting that clearly we missed out on, which is sad. They're hosting a webinar for responsible buyers in live organisms trade, including aquarium enthusiasts. Please forward the information to people. So I feel bad we missed this, but
You're terrible.
For a second, when you said Minnesota DNR, I thought they were going to ask about the plant.
the plant. No. We got confirmation on what that was.
What is it?
Weeping moss.
What?
Yep, it's a strain of weeping moss. We had an expert listen in on watch the plant clip on the Secret History Living in Your Aquarium with Alexander Williamson, and someone went to us and identified it correctly. It is a specific type of weeping moss, and it is very hard to kill.
Yep.
And it is not illegal in any shape, way, or form. So we now know what the plant is.
So Adam is in the
So
clear.
it's not legal, you said?
It is.
It is legal.
It is
Oh,
legal.
it is legal.
It is legal. It is illegal in certain areas such as Florida, but in Minnesota we are all kosher.
Oh, here.
Yep.
Well, I doubt that because the thing doesn't even die when you freeze it.
Oh, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, keep throwing that out there, and the Minnesota DNR will be calling us again.
It is a certain variety of weeping moss, but it is weeping moss nonetheless.
So for those of you who have not up to speed on this, Adam has had this weeping moss. We didn't know what it was, and he gave me a baggie of it. And how long did I have it, Adam, in the baggie? I never took it.
Over 2 years.
I had it in the Ziploc baggie for 2 years.
We started the podcast and you had it in the baggie, and then 2 years later you stuffed it in my aquariums.
And I just gave Adam some back. The last time I saw Adam, and I ran
There it is. Here's it on Etsy. Someone has a tissue culture of weeping moss. That's the plant.
Yeah. And anyway, so I went to Adam down in Minneapolis at Joe's Shrimp Shack. And anyway, I gave Adam it back. And it was still pretty goddamn green in this original Ziploc bag. It's been in there. I don't know what impressed me more, that the plant was alive or that the Ziploc baggie had not actually started leaking after being for 2 years. It had water and a moss in it. And it sat on top of my counter. I looked at it every day and just laughed.
All right. This one's for you, Jimmy. This is from Ed.
Ed. It says, first off, I have to say I love your show. I listen on YouTube. Well, all right. I have some questions. What is the best book to learn more about angels? I really want black veils. Are they harder to keep than, say, a silver? And my question is...
You're the angel expert.
I tell you what. When we're talking about genetics in fish, generally the wild fish, angel fish in the wild are all pretty much silver. And you'll get a few marbles here and there. But anytime you go with a black genetic color, it becomes weaker. And so, let's say even in goldfish, and you have fantail goldfish, you have the calico fantail, you've got the red fantail, and you got the black moor. If you have a tank full of these and you start having condition issues in your water, the first thing that will get sick will be the black moors. It's kind of the same with angelfish. If you have a tank full of angels and you're having trouble in the water, when angelfish started getting sick or they're not feeling well, they normally will just turn their back to you. Normally they come to the front and you feed them.
They'll hide. They'll just go in the back.
They'll go in the back and turn your back to you, just like they're ignoring you.
Like they're snuffing you.
Yep. And so if you just take and do a couple of water changes, that usually snaps them out of it. But black angelfish are harder to take care of. And then on top of that, black angelfish veils with a long fin are most acceptable to all kinds of fungus issues and fin issues and stuff.
The worst one? What would you say, Jimmy? The veil with albino colors, like albino platinum veils?
Yeah, super veils, they call them.
Super veils.
Where they're swimming around dragging their tails in the bottom of the tank. So, yeah, I mean, some of the best knowledge I've ever got about angelfish was from Steve Rubicki from Angels Plus, and he's got a wide variety of things you can read about on angelsplus.com. He's been doing this
on our podcast.
He was one of the first famous people that we had on our podcast, and he was just a world of information. So most of the books that are out there are kind of older books and outdated. Rob's pulling some up right now. Freshwater angelfish. What else you got over there?
Well, this is the one that I always go to from like age-old information is, of course, the Axelrod book.
Yeah,
the Freshwater Angelfish by Axelrod. You can find these things for $10 online.
They're so worth buying, by the way.
And they're hardcover.
It's fun.
Yeah.
All these old books are worth buying because there's little bits of information in the old books that you don't get even on the internet. That the old people that started this knew, and then they put it in the book, and then they realize they can make money at it, so then they take it out of the book.
When we state that there's stuff lost the hobby, we're not exaggerating. If you can find an old Axelrod book of any kind from like the 50s, we're not talking the revised editions later, like actually date stamped from in like the 50s, 60s. Get those books.
I have 2 of them.
Get those books. That's the copy you want, not the cool updated version.
Yeah, absolutely. That old stuff. And then if you're going to get information off the internet, then try to find a reputable angelfish breeder who knows what he's talking about, such as Steve Rubicki. And he's got all kinds of questions and answers that people have asked him over the years, and he's got a big blog. You can read about it. It's really great. Side note, I just bought a whole bunch of hardcover books, and I got Adam some of them. I kept some for myself. Adam, what was the name of the books that I got that were about the Coriodoras that I got?
I have a couple. Just one sec. I have them in my bookshelf. I just have to get out of the room. They're a world-renowned Coriodoras breeder from England.
From England. And the gentleman breeds all his Coriodoras in his tin shed behind his house. And anyway, I have 2 autographed copies.
They're not cheap books.
And I've got 2 autographed copies, not the same book. He's got like volume 1, volume 2.
Sure.
And I'm going to part with them. And so I will put them on Facebook. So if anybody's interested in them, they can contact me.
We'll do it our Facebook group, the Aquarium Guys Podcast Facebook group.
Yep. And anyway, I'm not a huge Corridor guy, but I saw them. I purchased them from we had some friends that sold their store and retired, and I bought all their hardcover books that they had. They had some great plant books, and they got all kinds of other stuff. And I bought probably about 40 books. I sent Adam maybe a dozen of them, and he
gave me a couple of books that I've been looking for, and I couldn't even find on eBay because they go like for $30 to $50, and they're just this little pamphlet book. Well, they're really good.
But Jimmy excels in ancient hieroglyphics. I mean, it was his era. That's when he was in high school.
That's when I wrote them. Yeah, hieroglyphics is nothing.
Walk like an Egyptian.
It's you kids doing the LOL and stuff. He thought
it was lots of love, and he threw it down at the last funeral.
Yeah, exactly.
Awkward. Next question from Sophia. Say, hey there. My name's Sophia. I'm 22-year-old aquarium hobbyist from Northeast Ohio. I started listening to the podcast, and I love it.
Is that how she sounds?
Well, that's how I sound.
Okay.
I do have a question, though. I have a female guppy. I had it going on for 3 years. All right, so it's an old, prima donna.
It's dead by now.
It's a cougar. It's a cougar.
It's a cougar.
It's definitely dead now because this email was what time? April. We made it to April, guys.
Oh, it might be alive.
April. Anyways, whereas female guppy, I've had it going for 3 years now. After listening to your first and second episodes, it seems like she's a lot bigger and more colorful than anything else I can find on the market. I've looked both online and in stores, and all females I find or have birthed in my tank are very grayish white. And is there a way besides diet to encourage females to produce color like hers? Attach a video to show you alongside my other females.
That's not a female.
Well, I have put the video in Discord in the live chat for everybody to see.
That's not a female.
Let's see it.
Here we go.
Where is she? Chicka chicka boing boing.
Yeah, that's a male.
The yellow one?
That's a male.
That's a male. If you can tell by its giant godoponium, like it's just long schlong sticking out the bottom.
Well, hang on though. Here is the thing: guppies and all live bears, if you keep them by themselves,
They have the potential to change sexes.
yes, they do.
Yeah.
And I actually had a female swordtail. She dropped Fry because I kept her by herself for so long, and then turned into a male, and then bred with her own Fry.
Yeah, but the video is definitely a male that you
Yeah.
got there, so that's why it's pretty.
Yeah. In order to get some high-end colored females, you almost need to go into these really high-end guppies, and they're still
they're-
never as nice as the males.
There's a bunch of places. I mean, Phil from Tame Waters, we talked about already. Twin Cities Guppies is world renowned.
Yep.
I mean, his is like $75 a trio.
Right.
And you're getting mad color on females. There's places, if you need to find places, we can point you in the direction. Just make sure to have a thick and fat wallet.
Yeah, there's a place out of Houston, Texas, that has some great stuff, and they run about $35 a pair, $45 a trio, which is kind of the going rate. But they've got some crazy stuff, and if you're looking for crazy stuff and you want to work with that, then check it out.
Well, thank you, Sophia.
Hang on one sec. I gotta get a book for Higgins.
You get the book. We'll read another email.
Yeah, get the book. I
Okay.
can't remember what it is.
We have a lot of emails to go through. We're only at May. Charles, what's in her belly? Maybe cut up my family side. Crispin soak seed. What is this? What is this? A snake? Okay, there's a picture of a snake that emailed us and a picture of an overweight female. I feel like someone just sent us a spam.
Yeah, I think we'll just edit this part out.
All right. Bye. We did not remove the creepy emails, apparently. Here we go. Michael, hello, just reading the podcast and ask if there'll be any future episodes. I know it's
hope
been
so.
quite a while since there have been new episodes. This is in June, by the way. I have listened to them all and enjoyed the episodes as well. Thanks, Mike. Mike, you and thousands of others of you have been harping us for a while. We're back.
On
We're
you.
not going anywhere. We're going to do these more consistently. Not every week like we used to, but we're definitely going to put out on a regular pace. When we were in the hiatus, I got maybe 4 people messaging me a week on the regular. There were burst days where I got like 11 people messaging me in the same day. We really have to connect you, Jimmy, to the social medias more often so you can get harped at 3 a.m. saying, why you're a piece of shit and haven't done a podcast in a while.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know?
Let me give you Rob's personal phone number,
There you
and
go.
then he can forward it to me when I wake up in the morning.
Yeah, let me
Because I don't care.
just get that out.
I'm not
to
getting
you.
paid for this. This is all out of the joy of my loving heart.
The joy. Behold the joy.
You know, Adam and I were talking about this off the air about how much we miss this, and it's kind of like the heart grows fonder.
It does.
You know.
I've been enjoying it. And
And-
clearly
and-
there's been a lot. We have maintained, when we, in this hiatus, we didn't lose listeners. We had this, a very normal listen pattern through the entire hiatus. So it wasn't like we put out episodes and people stopped listening. Nope. We didn't lose a bump in traffic.
Wow.
Yeah.
These people need to get a life.
They clearly, we
Definitely.
have something that no one's
If you
no
want
one's
to
giving.
get a hold of me on this, I can give you some other great podcasts that you can, like Bert Kirshner and stuff. He's a
Comedy podcast.
He's a wealth of information.
I heard Joe Rogan's doing pretty good.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I've heard he's doing okay.
Yeah, I mean-
I don't know if he's making any money at it. I mean, he's not making freaking American podcast, African. What is our aquarium podcast? What's our thing? Aquarium Guys podcast. It's been so long I can't even remember.
All right.
So I had the idea for a new name, Jimmy.
What is it? No, what's
Two
my
and a
name?
half,
Call
two
me
and a half
Tim.
white guy.
2.5 white guys.
2.5 white guys. It really should be 3.5 white guys because Rob counts for 1.5.
I lost weight. All right, you can kiss my ass.
Yeah, I will say.
I've lost considerable weight.
So
I look like I ate me. Now I look like I just wore me around me.
that's right. When Robbie's lost so much weight, when he stands outside and the wind's blowing, it just sounds like a bunch of sheets flapping in the wind.
Gross. All right. On that note, you're reading the next one.
Hello. First, I absolutely love the show. I think Jim's the best guy ever. I'm in Indiana listening to Spotify. I have a question. I have a 5-gallon tank, and I was told to change out all the water every week. Is that true? Or do I change out like 20%? I'm just reading this, man. Get off my ass.
Okay.
So this guy was told to change the water every week. Well, maybe when you were starting out, maybe.
Did he pour all the lemonade like Adam did into his tank?
He could have. I don't know.
There
Is
you
this true? Or do I change out like 20% or something I'm not or something? He goes, I'm not new to the hobby, but I stepped away from it the past 20 years and decided to get back into it for something to do with my 6-year-old and my 13-year-old kids. I have always had large tanks in the past, and these small ones confuse me.
Well, Gene, yeah, don't do 100% water changes once a week. If you can do once a week, that's fine. Otherwise, once every 2 weeks, depending on how many fish you have. 5-gallon tanks are kind of finicky. So let's just say 30% or a third every week or every 2 weeks.
Yeah, a 5-gallon tank, take an ice cream bucket full of water out. and put an
On
ice cream
your
bucket-
discretion.
Yeah, unless you got like 500 neons in there, then you might want to go back to 100% water change.
Right.
But yeah, I think, a lot of people get that information, to do all these huge water changes when they first start out.
So-
and sometimes it gets misconstrued.
So this guy gave us permission to say his full name because he even reiterated it in the email. So, Adam, that one's yours.
Oh, you messaged it to me?
Yeah, I did. I did.
All right. Hey, guys. My name is David Ballo. I hope I'm saying that right. Longtime listener. Finally gotten to the end of the episodes and was wondering if the reason why things have been slowing down is the lack of an available and competent editor. I studied print journalism as well as hosted 2 of my own radio shows. I'd love to help you. Please feel free to reach out to me.
Don't read that number. David.
Or at this email.
David,
I'd love to.
I appreciate you reaching out for editor. We have editor on staff, but he may get sick. Maybe he gets sick of us. More importantly,
That's what happens.
And,
People get pissed off.
David. One, I'm kind of sad that you didn't post the radio shows because we could have given you a nice fat shout out here. But love the support, and yes, a good portion of why we're gone was editor. We had a lot happening in our lives. I had a kiddo. Jimmy had a wonderful wife, now become an RN, and Adam just he knows a guy. He was taken away in a van, and then we see him now, so he's okay. Most of his fingers are there.
Well, I mean, Adam got a second job, and he was a drug smuggling mule,
Clearly,
and he was going back and forth over to Egypt and dropping off drugs.
Actually, I'm not allowed in Egypt.
really? Who would have
Yeah.
thought? Maybe it's all our Schmelta comments.
No, I have dual citizenship, so I haven't done my military duty.
Oh, you really have dual citizenship?
Yes, you did not.
I thought you just had the good looks.
No, I have dual citizenship. So do my kids.
That's fantastic. Yeah, you should have done your military duty, bro.
So for
Clearly.
those of you who are listening, when we give Adam shit, he deserves it.
They actually wouldn't even let me in the U.S. military because of it at the time.
And so that's how you end up buying a pet store. That's a nice
Pretty much.
story.
so before I graduated high school, the guy wanted to know where I was from, and I kind of went around it. And then the recruiter basically told me that if I could speak Arabic, he'd give me $100,000 tax free. And I'm like, well, shit, for that much, I'll learn it. And then it turned into 3 days later, he goes, yeah, you can't really join. You'd never go above a certain rank. And then I asked my uncle to see if I could go in the Air National Guard because he was in there. And he asked around and he said the same thing. No, you won't go very far because they can't trust you. Even after 9/11, I never got a single phone call back.
So,
Interesting.
so for people who don't know Adam, I know your background. I know your story. I've been friends with you for 100 years. But tell the folks, so your dad is, what, 100% Egyptian?
100% Egyptian from Egypt.
And your
Yes.
mom is from?
From Minnesota.
Right. Not Egyptian.
Not Egyptian.
So you're half pretty boy
Yep.
and half pasty boy.
Yep.
Which
I'm
makes
that
him.
nice, perfect mix.
Yeah, he's that vanilla blend.
Oh, he's smoking
He's
hot.
that olive-ish.
The chicks love this guy.
Oh yeah, yeah. He tans without tanning.
So, if I was younger and hanging out with Adam and I was single, I would throw Adam.
You'd lick his eyebrow.
You don't need to because his eyebrows are so thick, dude. I would throw Adam in a bar with a rope on his ankle, and I would slowly pull him out and just peel the chicks off him because he's that cute.
I think we're on a list now.
I don't care.
Harley, hey guys, I hope all is well. I was just curious if you were going to continue the podcast. God damn it.
People suck on
I stumble upon it to devour every episode in a week. I really enjoy the casual banter.
like
amazing
casual
information.
banter. That's all it is banter.
Was sad to see you haven't updated in a while. I'm working on my own fish room currently. I keep New World cichlids.
Nice.
Miski. I don't know. I think it's a typo. However, definitely typos. I am changing my preferences towards community fish and shrimp. I've hit a serious case of burnout in the hobby, and you guys helped me kick it back into gear. Thank you for the laughs, tips, and tricks. Hope to hear from you soon. And he included a plethora of pictures that I posted down to the Discord. He's got
Wow, nice.
a hell of a basement filled with tanks. And he, of course, keeps flower horns with nice cock. So
Very nice.
that's what matters.
You know, that happens. That's happened to you. It's happened to me. I know it's happened to Adam, where we've all burnt out on too much fish.
Clearly.
And
Well, no, I got burnt out when my sorry L46 zebra plate goes overheated because of a
it does. It's
Whoa. There's a
Heater.
story.
that's all.
Heater shit out and your L46 Plecos died.
Yeah, I lost a breeding pair of L46 and dinner plate sized discus.
Yep.
Had a crack in it and electrocuted every single one of them.
Yep. That was on the titanium heater episode.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that has happened to me too. I'm at the top of my game when my fish are breeding and I'm getting baby guppies every day, and I'm getting mollies and platies, and I'm getting bristlenose plecos, all the time. And you go, this is great. And then all of a sudden something goes through your fish room and kills everything, and you go, I'm done. It's happened to all of us.
You know what?
It's happened to all of us.
Yeah. And I never have favorites of anything, and I never say that every day is a great day anymore because of that.
You guys are such doom
Yeah.
and gloom.
I used to be a people person. And then people ruined it.
I used to love life and people, and then fish came into my life.
No. Okay, what happens, Jim? What happens if you have a favorite fish?
It dies.
Every time.
The next day.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't even have favorite children because of that.
I wouldn't either.
I once upon a time thought we were promoting fish in the hobby.
Yeah.
Right?
Me do.
Y'all can shut up now.
Yeah.
You're bringing me down. I'm going to take it up with Dakota's email.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dakota,
Yeah, I hope it's one more person telling you suck.
we're getting to September, so we're almost getting done
Oh
here.
my God! Well, this guy's probably still alive and probably still listening.
Dakota writes, "Hi there, getting ready to start up a 125 tank with sump. Want to do a planted tank with discus. Would love to hear an episode about discus. Can't wait. Love the
I would like
podcast.
to-
I've been trying so hard to find a discus person to talk to. I've reached out to so many. We were close with Ken's discus, but he's like, bro, you have no idea how busy I am. I'm never coming on that podcast.
Why don't
It's
we
nothing
try to get
personal.
hold of Gabriel that owns Jack Watley's fishery?
What was it, a year ago, tried to reach out. I think now he has more staff after the COVID boom, so I might be able to get a little further. But hey, if you know a guy, Adam, this is the time.
This is the time
Cash
to
in
pull
that-
out of your butt.
Pull that card out of your ass, and let's get a discus guy on here.
Yeah, discus,
Okay.
serious discus guys are hard to find, and even harder to part with their good discus.
It's hard because we have the #1 world-renowned discus guy that passed away recently.
Jack.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, will we get an expert on here that's good, but will it be better than Jack? Unfortunately, no.
And then everybody that
He
is selling,
he is king discus. of the
everybody
world.
that's selling discus, they're selling whatever they can produce, but they're also selling imports from good discus people overseas
which we can't get any information from either.
because they can't keep up with production. I mean, for demand.
Do you know how many experts I've had at the podcast that I've reached out to, and they literally said, I would love to do your podcast, however, I'm just not good at English. I would be embarrassed to come on. And I'm like, we don't care. Butcher it. We'll translate. We'll go through the cracks. Nobody cares that you mispronounce sorry.
Yeah.
We do it for Adam. We do it for Adam.
Do it for Adam.
We do it for Adam
We do it. We struggle with Adam every time.
every time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, but I speak better white people English than you do.
This is white people English.
This is true.
Oh my God.
All right, you get this next one. Kaylee.
Kaylee says,
We have a lot of girls on this. I'm actually impressed. I didn't think there was that many women in the
That's
hobby.
because you're so hot,
This is
Adam.
good.
Didn't we get like a review talking that we're misogynistic? Which of course we are.
Yeah.
We're 2.5 white guys on a
3.5. Yeah. Well, no, 2 and 3/4. Okay, I'll give you a little credit.
2.5
So yeah,
men.
chicks love us. And can I call you chicks? Is that bad?
That's misogyny, Jimmy. We talked about this in sensitivity training.
Dames love us.
Dames.
Chicks.
Well, no. What was the pirate one? All the wenches.
All the wenches love us.
The wenches love us.
You know, okay, let's tell the truth now. This is why we don't go to Aquashella, because we'll just get the crap beat out of us from all these women. Will just show up and just knock us around, which would be kind of fun.
Or we just get turned on by Rachel's mohawk. I mean,
Rachel's mohawk.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Okay.
Kaylee
says, I love your podcast, especially Jim, and you guys are so funny. Always have me cracking up the whole time. I can't get enough of it. I think I've listened to almost all your podcasts, and I see you haven't posted in a long time because you guys suck. Just here to say, I hope you guys don't quit. Love ya.
Oh, it hurts, but we're back. We're back, damn it.
Kaylee, thank you so much for sending that to us.
Don't stop.
I will send you pictures of junk.
Believing.
I wonder if she caught that. I'm going to send you pictures of junk.
So you're drunk.
Junk. Not my junk, just a junk.
All right, we need to rush through. This is a long podcast. We're still in September. All right, Angela. Hey guys, another female. See, we are not that misogynistic. My name is okay.
My name is Angela.
Is she giving us permission?
I don't know. Let's not say.
We're doing it. Name. We're doing it. My name is Angela Leppert. I learned about your podcast recently from Dee's Fish in Detroit Lakes and learned about them from Phil at Tamed Waters.
Oh, so she's a local.
I live in South cities and have so many nice fish stores that are quite to drive. I work in PetSmart in Faribault, Minnesota. We don't carry a whole lot. And what we do carry, I tend not to waste my money on, if you know what I mean. Anyways, I got a pair of Apistos from Phil a couple months ago. And in about a month, I had some fry swimming around following Mom. Honestly, don't know a whole lot about them other than that they've been doing good for me. I love to hear a deep dive podcast about Apistos from you.
Get Apistos on.
Thanks, aquarium gal Angie.
Wow, that was nice.
That was so. Phil, he has a back room. Wink, wink. And
really?
That's where he's got the. If you ask, like, hey Phil, you got the stuff?
Where's the good stuff,
bro? Where's the stuff? But you have to have like a fat pocket. You gotta be like, bro, and then you gotta grab your pocket because then he knows it's filled with money. Like, Phil, show me the good stuff.
Yeah.
And then he'll show you his, crazy $300 a pair Pistos that he has hiding in the back. So I think Phil should be the guy we talk to about Pistos.
That sounds like.
Yeah, he's got great stock. He's had them for many years. He breeds them.
And Phil likes us a little bit.
Yeah, I hope so. If not, he can just use the favor from Derek.
That's right.
He likes Derek more than me, hopefully.
Well, everybody likes Derek more than you.
So wait a minute.
What?
I've known Phil for quite a while, and I haven't been buying fish, so that makes sense.
I spend money, and I'm a patron of Tamed Waters. So you heard.
Well, I go there all the time, and I highly recommend it.
Perfect.
And when I get going to do it, so now I know the back room deal. Okay.
Yeah. Heather in Michigan is next, and I'm gonna.
We got a lot of women on this one this time.
The chicks dig us.
The chicks dig it.
Chicks love us.
Paste. There you go. Heather in Michigan, go.
Where?
Well, most chicks will tell you where to go, Adam. But
I like to change locations when Adam's on the show.
You never messaged me.
It's there, dude.
We're looking at it.
Our poor editor is going to have to.
Oh, live chat.
Jesus.
Oh, I thought you messaged me.
Did Adam just show up?
I did. It was my fault.
See?
Don't let him know that.
Boom.
Boom.
Okay, anyways.
I just discovered the podcast and I love it. I wondered what your stance on the aquarium salt versus no aquarium salt debate.
There's a debate? They're salted up. There's no debate.
No, there is a debate. My fish guy always tells me to salt up my tanks when my fish seem stressed, have tears in the fins, etc. So I was basically doing salt each water change. Then I discovered snails. Have you guys done a podcast on aquarium snails?
Sure did.
I have a large mystery snail named Silverstein. It was doing so good, and then it wasn't. Its shell got thin and chipped. I started to use Bacter, AE, and Shrimp Fit, as well as put cuttlefish bone in the tank. I wonder if the salt was softening the water and hurting the snail. How do we know what additives for tanks will hurt one species versus another?
That's true.
That's
a great question.
Goldfish. Have we done a podcast on them? There is so much information out there on keeping them, so much misinformation. It's hard to wade through it all.
That's fair. We could do a goldfish podcast.
Yeah.
I feel like that's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll start out really quick.
We've been talking about we're talking to Ozark fisheries. They're like the best goldfish people in North America that are breeding, in my opinion. And they were willing, but when we were in the busy season when we asked them.
Right.
So we could ask them again now that it's winter, and I bet they'll come on.
Yeah, goldfish love salt, and salt is just a cheap alternative to help the water, the fish slime create on the fish. So it works great for tears and fins and whatnot. But what do you think, Adam? What's it do to poor snails?
Killed them.
Yeah, I agree.
It killed them. Have you guys ever seen what salt does to
Hold
slugs?
on. All right. Salt in medicinal doses, where you're actually treating something, does, but salt in low level can be beneficial, and there's been plenty of things to argue about it.
For fish.
No,
For fish.
for snails as well. Yep.
Okay, Robbie. But here's what I'm betting. I'm betting that if she's adding salt, how much salt, she does not say how much salt she was
That's fair.
adding.
That is fair. Yep.
And then B, if she's not salt, I bet if she tested her water with a hydrometer, it would be probably on the
Brackish.
higher end.
Yep. The problem is people don't understand how. That's the word, oxidizes. So when you put buffering agents to change your pH, it oxidizes out of the tank. This salt does not leave the water. It stays there permanently. So when you add salt to your tank and it tells you to do it on a regular basis, it's assuming you're doing a good hefty water change to remove the salt from the tank, and it needs to be put back in.
Right.
If you're not doing good amounts of water changes,
And just
that
topping it
salt's
off.
staying there forever.
Yeah, if you're just topping
Yep.
off tanks, that salt sits there.
Right.
And here's the other
And then
thing.
you're adding more to it too.
Right.
Yep, it just gets worse.
And here's the other thing we don't know. What kind of salt? I know folks that throw in saltwater salt. You know, I've known people that have thrown in iodized salt.
Yeah.
You know,
Epsom salt.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of different salts, a lot of different things. I mean, the cheapest way for the salt is if you get yourself a 40-pound bag of solar salt that is in that crushed gravel.
It has to be crushed. It cannot
Right.
be pellet or there's glue in it.
Yep, the pelletized.
And don't use pellet in your normal softener anyway. They tell
No.
you not to do that anyway.
Yeah, because the pelletized are held together by water-soluble glue. It all does is gum up your machines and
And kill your fish.
kill your fish. So
Don't
yeah.
do it.
So I mean, depending on what type of salt you're using and stuff, but then kudos that you put a cuttlefish bone in the tank to try to help out your snail, and they do like that.
Now, in the live podcast right now that we're doing on Discord, we do these live here. One of the listeners just messaged us saying small amounts of salt with a bristlenose ? Not needed at the moment, but just wondering for future reference. And I say yes. I put salt in with my bristlenose, even when they're breeding.
I never do.
There you go. You got both opinions. Do or don't. You're damned.
Yeah, I
Here's
mean,
the thing. Go ahead. Sorry, Jimmy.
no, I was just gonna. It's Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson.
Sorry, Turd Ferguson.
Turd
No,
Ferguson.
what do a little experiment. Go out and buy yourself another tank. Get 2 tanks full of bristlenose, and put a little salt in one, no salt in the other.
Yeah. Kind of like what Jimmy does. He puts hard rock on one and classical on the other.
There's only 2 kinds of rock.
And
Hard
guess
rock
which
and
one
classic.
jumps out of the tank?
Yes, that's correct.
No, see, you guys all swear by it. I almost never used salt because in any of my tanks, unless it was like a brackish or any of that stuff, and even then, I would only use for the brackish tanks. I would use saltwater salt.
Yeah, I like.
Who knew?
I use a lot of salt on goldfish, but that's pretty much where I draw the line. I just brought in some high quality premium, extra large balloon mollies. And then I salted the tank like I was told by my distributor. And they did great for about 2-3 weeks. I did a water change to try to bring down the salt because I had to send them over to a facility for a store, and started lowering the amount of salt I put in the tank. And as soon as I did that, they all crashed. I lost 1 fish every day for 3 weeks until they're all gone. So there went $50.
Poof.
Did you throw the algae wafers in there too, Jim?
I tried algae wafers, these great little pellets that Robbie's got. I threw zucchini in there because sometimes mollies will eat zucchini. And I was trying to throw everything at them. And right now I'm up to about 4 gallons a day now of live brine shrimp. And I'm just getting great results from live brine shrimp. So I was feeding them very, very well. And as soon as I would do a water change or anything, try to reduce the amount of salt. So obviously these fish were held in large amounts of salt water from where they came from overseas. and I just couldn't get them down. I was trying to, every time I did a water change about every 3 days, I would reduce the amount of salt, and they would start crashing, and I put more salt in, and I just messed it up big time.
I almost never sold mollies. Like, mollies are the perfect brackish water tank and even saltwater fish. In my opinion, they're not freshwater fish.
Yeah, we could have that debate some night on another podcast. But I totally agree with Adam. I mean, depending on where they're coming from, like we were talking earlier about this other, it all depends on who's raising them and what type of water they're kept in. And because, they come to these wholesale places and they're holding them for 3 or 4 days and they're out the door. And then, they come to your place, completely different set of water parameters again. And then, but, they told me, said, keep in large amounts of salt and then slowly reduce them. But I had to put them in a show tank over at a clinic and never ever got them over there. They all went.
Well, that catches us up with some questions at least.
All right, so we will see you next year about this time.
Next year about this time, we are going to be checking the emails more often. In fact, I'm putting a forwarder, so it all goes to Jimmy's email box from now on.
Oh, I love that. So, yeah, send me pictures of your junk, and I would love to look at it swimming around in the tank. Don't send me pictures of your junk.
Adam, you got anything else?
What you got, Adam?
No, I'm good.
Have you seen anything cool in the news about fish? Or Adam and Robbie and I are in a what do you call that? A little text thing club together. And Adam sends us the most bizarre shit from Reddit daily. 3-4 times a day we get something from Adam. It's just bizarre stuff of people being chased by shark when they're on a surfboard, or all kinds of weird stuff. Got any new stuff like that I haven't heard about yet?
Well, I saw a lady. I sent you guys one about this lady. She was sticking her tongue out at the iguana. The iguana bit her tongue.
Oh,
you're gonna love that.
I'm gonna
see that. I'm like, why are you tempting fate? And then it's like, no, yep, you're dumb. Yeah. Did you guys? Oh, Robbie showed Jimmy that one of that I put on the Facebook page of that guy getting hit in the chest by that. I think that was an arapaima, wasn't it?
Yep. You're correct.
Yeah, there's all kinds of cool stuff.
He had heart palpitations afterwards.
Got hit by that hard.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is probably bigger than him, to be honest.
So during the time that we've been off the air, I watch a lot of YouTube fish stuff, and I wish I would have wrote it down before I came over tonight. But I've been watching these people from another country speaking another language, and all they're doing is they've made these large bamboo, like I want to say a spoon, but like a great big net, but it's made out of bamboo, and it's just kind of a big fish net, and they're walking up and down these rivers in a jungle. And you can't understand what they're saying, and they kind of got this really soothing music and stuff, and then they just walk up with these. They are 2.5 foot in diameter. It looks like just a big bamboo net, and they just slowly go into the reeds, and they lift up, and they'll come up with bettas, angelfish, all kinds of cichlids and stuff, and they just go out there and they collect these fish and take them back to their village and then sell them. And I tell you what, it's almost like watching Bob Ross, the painter, Happy Little Clouds on PBS station. It's just so relaxing to watch this stuff. But the stuff that these guys pull out of the river is just amazing. Of all these high-end fish that have escaped from local fish farms during the monsoon season. And it's just really cool to watch. And so next time we talk here, I'll look it up at home. I have it saved in my favorites. I'll tell you about it. It's just really cool. It's just kind of relaxing. So, like, if you're home having a glass of wine or doing some mushrooms or some cocaine or whatever, and you want to watch something cool, I'm going to have you check that out.
Well, that's all I got. If you got more questions, email us at Aquarium Guys Podcast.
We'll actually get to them at a good pace this time.
Right.
Yeah, definitely a better pace.
Now the next question is going to be, why does Jimmy talk about cocaine so much?
AquariumGuysPodcast@gmail.com. You can continue messaging there. The best ones are from the Facebook group or our Discord. Certainly find that. Discord's at the bottom of our website, aquariumguyspodcast.com. And we will get it, if not late.
And then check it out. I'm going to list these books. Adam, did you ever find out what those books were?
Be on the Facebook page.
Yeah. Ian Fuller.
And I have
I have a pair of these. I have both of the books that Jimmy has, and they are amazing books. They're worth getting.
They are old school hardcover books, and they are autographed by the gentleman. And if I believe right, I'll get some pictures of it. I'll post it on Facebook and stuff. And if anybody's interested in it, you can contact me. I'd be happy to sell them to you. And Adam, you found them for quite a bit of money online.
We paid $85 a piece for unsigned editions.
And that's what you paid?
And that's what I paid. So if I'd have known that, if I'd have known Jimmy was going to get them, I'd have just waited for Jimmy to get them to me.
Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll figure out a price. It'll be fair. It won't be $85. It'll be less than that. But I want to.
It won't be $85 per book.
No, I think I'll probably sell them for like $150 for the pair. But I want them to go together because they have to go together. They've been together this whole time. I know the guy personally for the last 40 years that had it signed. Ian was at a show somewhere, and Jeff stood in line for many, many hours to get him to sign it. And so I know it's legit signature and everything. So, I mean, the provenance is there. And I'll take some pictures. We'll put it on Facebook, and then you guys can check it out. But I'm thinking probably like $150 for the pair or something like that. But I want to be fair, but I want somebody to have it that will appreciate it because I'm not a Corridora guy.
Fair enough. Well, again, if you want to support the podcast, let us know. But share it with a friend this week. You know, get it out there. Be like, hey, bro, I saw you have an aquarium. I just want to make sure you're not Jeffrey Dahmer. Here's a sweet podcast for you.
Right. Share it like gonorrhea.
Let it itch. And on that note, we'll catch you next time. Bye. Thanks, guys, for listening to the podcast. Please go to your favorite place where podcasts are found, whether it be Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, wherever they can be found. Like, subscribe, and make sure you get push notifications directly to your phone so you don't miss great content like this.
Kaylee says...
We have a lot of girls on this. I'm actually impressed. I didn't think there was that many women in the
That's because you're so hot,
This is
Adam.
good.
Didn't we get like a review talking that we're misogynistic? Which, of course, we are. We're 2.5 white guys on a
3.5. Yeah. Well, no, 2 and 3/4. Okay, I'll give you a little credit.
2.5
So yeah, chicks love us. And can I call you chicks? Is that bad?
That's misogyny,
Or should-
Jimmy. We talked about this in sensitivity training.
Dames love us.
Dames.
Chicks.
No. What was the pirate one? All the wenches.
All the wenches love us.
The wenches love us.
You know, okay, let's tell the truth now. This is why we don't go to Aquashella, because we'll just get the crap beat out of us from all these women. Will just show up and just knock us around, which would be kind of fun.
Or we just get turned on by Rachel's mohawk. I mean,
Rachel's mohawk.
yeah.